What is up, everyone? Welcome to Family Hot Dish. And today's topic, I wanted to do one on an update on how our son Rowan's doing with type 1 diabetes. Let's get into it. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, when he was first diagnosed, there were so many ups and downs, so many struggles. More from honestly the emotion standpoint, for him and us. Actually, when it comes to keeping him in his range, I'm not being like, ooh, but the doctors were in shock too. They were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You guys are doing amazing. Anyways, but more from an emotional aspect, it was really hard. Now it's few and far between where he's struggling emotionally. It does happen though. Like the other day, he didn't want to switch his Dexcom. He was saying some really negative things about life, and it was really hard to hear. And then he'll have random times, like he didn't want to drink his juice box last night. And we tell him that is an emergency. You can't just not. So, still there's ups and downs, and there's times where he just doesn't want to do it. There's times where he does say, I hate life with this, but it's a lot rarer than it was originally. Back when he was first diagnosed, the first month or two, he used to say a lot, one of his things was saying, I'm not normal, stuff like that. Or he'd say, well, if I'm normal, then I can eat all of this without a shot. Now that he doesn't get shots, he is way better about eating, sit with the Omnipod. But being honest, his numbers were a lot better before we got the Omnipod. We wanted to set it in manual mode, but we talked to the doctors before we switched things, because we did switch it a little because he was having a lot more lows at night, and it's crazy and I always say in my videos, or try to, I'm not a doctor, don't heed my advice, I talk to a medical professional. But what's weird is with his Lantus and his regular stuff, whatever, with shots, his numbers were just consistent. We feel like with the Omnipod, it's supposed to be learning his body, and he's had the Omnipod now for going on 3 weeks, I'd say. Whatever, we're giving it time, but we want to set it in manual mode because we just don't like that. Because we were so used to when we were doing shots, it was so stable, which is weird because with the Omnipod, you can put the exact calories, carbohydrates, and it'll give you the exact you need for that. So I just don't even, we're a little puzzled. And sometimes his Dexcom, he's had some Dexcom issues too where they're off by a decent amount, and we'll recalibrate, and it'll be off a lot more. And that's definitely frustrating, but I don't know. And now he's still doing homeschooling. He's liking it. Originally with the homeschooling, this is his littlest brother. Originally with homeschooling, it was a struggle. There were a lot of negative vibrations. It was just a struggle, and we didn't expect that. We said, well, if you're not going to learn at home, then you're going to go to school. Which is it was frustrating too, because he was high academically at school. I know he's young, but he literally got an award at school for being a great student out of his whole grade. So we were just shocked that it would be a little harder at first, but now he really listens to Sarah, my wife. I'm going to ask her right now how it's been going, though, just to get her to tell me how it's been going. So yeah, I talked to my wife. She said he's doing great. She said not really any issues. She said the only time that there are a little bit of issues is if something's a little extra hard, he'll get annoyed or not want to do it or want to switch to something. But she's saying he's doing great with it. Look at it. We have a mega bed. It's 2 king size along the wall. It's hilarious. I do love it. We love it. But actually, yesterday we had, because we'll have some scares, but it was just scary. Okay, well, here's what happened too. So we're freaking out. It said 44 arrow down or whatever, and we've never had that. So my wife's freaking out, this, that, and the other. He wouldn't drink his juice box. 1 sec. Sorry, I was getting the hiccups really bad. So yeah, moral of the story, he wouldn't drink his juice box. He was going low. So we're freaking out, and this has happened more than once. And then we check him with a finger prick. Wrong. It's like fucking anywhere from 20 to 50 off. And I don't know. I haven't seen much. I'm actually going to do a video about it. It's not being negative. I actually love all this technology. And for a long time it was on. But we didn't check a lot with the finger prick. Because a lot of videos and nurses and doctors that have talked to us say it's great. It's 90% of the time in range or correct or accurate. But so anyways, we have this big panic attack. And then me and my wife get into a fight over it and how what I did. I panicked too, and I tried to not. But he wouldn't drink his juice box. I gave him like 5 sips of my slushy. And anyways, moral of the story, it was just... And then it ends up not even being wrong. It was literally... The Dexcom was way off. And like, that is just so frustrating. And that's happening more and more. And like, we had like night after night after night of lows. You know, waking up, 2, 3 in the morning, and he's low. And then what's crazy is then we found out with that Omnipod, it seemed like, or not Omnipod, Dexcom, but that it was off, and it keeps being off. We don't know. But today, his finger pricks have been on. And we do recalibrate, but you're not supposed to a lot, it says, so... And we hit them up and say, hey, we need a new one or whatever. And that I'm so grateful to send them. They say, okay, and they send them. So I don't. But it's still frustrating because to me, it's life or death. It's not just like, oh, this is off today. Very frustrating. So when it comes to ups and downs and how everything's going, I think we're at like 5 months. It's going good, but then there's these peaks and valleys. And I'm not saying it's Omnipod's fault, but ever since we got it, that's when we started having him go low, sleepless nights. I'm going to do a separate video on that. And because I want to know, if anyone else has went through this. It's frustrating, but in the end, everything's going good. A lot more good than bad. But I mean, if there's anything else I can think of, no, not really. I mean, Rowan's a very happy boy. That's what I said to my wife yesterday because she was crying and she was upset about the situation that, we had that panic low and then it ended up being wrong. And I get that. I get frustrated too. It's like all the doctors and everyone told us that it was the shit and it's amazing. And then this stuff keeps happening. It's like, well, trusting your life with this right now or your kid's life, it scares us. You know what I mean? It's scary. So yeah, everything is going good, and I'm not saying at all it's Omnipod's fault, but like when we were doing shots, we didn't have it happened, but it was so rare when he was getting shots in Atlantis, so rare for us to need to wake up in the middle of the night, like to a low. Now it's freaking, beep, 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 and it's like, oh, a low almost every night for a while since he had it. I don't know. And I'm not blaming it. I'm not trying to be negative either. If you see any of my other content, I'm all about positive energy and good vibes, but hopefully it changes or things get better. I don't know if it's because Lantis is out of the picture. I don't know, like I said, I'm not a doctor, but it's definitely frustrating. So honestly, that's it for this one. I hope you got something from this, and I hope it wasn't just me complaining because obviously there's so much good going on too. And trust me, I'm grateful for technology. I can't imagine back in the day when they couldn't even check. So hopefully though today, for the first time in a long time, the Dexcom's been good. I know they say like 20% correct or something. I don't know. My wife said something like that, or it can be off and that's, and that's okay, but it's been so much lately, in the lows and just a little stressful right now because we're trying to, and my wife did reach out to the doctor and the doctor did something. I can't even remember, had us lower something or add something. I don't know. Bolus for a different amount. I don't know. Like change the whatever range. And my wife made a good point too yesterday though. She just wants me to, because before I wasn't working before when this happened because I had an injury and but now I've been back at work. I'm a manager at this place, shipping and receiving manager. And anyways, ever since I got back, I'm more busy mentality and this and that. And I didn't go to his last doctor appointment well, it's way more important than getting hours at work. But we're big into finances, so it's engraved in me to get hours and make money. So anyways, moral of the story, I was saying, like, you should go to those, and I agree. I took him to his dentist appointment today, and I brought all the kiddos except this little guy. And I was gonna, but then my wife was like, dude, you don't need to bring all of them to the dentist. I tried to give her a break. But anyways, but that's something too that I realized. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get involved. Every 3 months he has a doctor now. At first it's a lot, and I went to all of them. It's not that I don't want to, it's just I'm so engraved with finances and saving money that I just thought, okay, I'll just work. But I have questions too I want to ask the doctor, especially about with what's going on lately. So that'll be good. But yes, I'd say overall, perception is stronger than reality. So how you perceive things is the way it's going to be. I'm going to perceive things obviously positive because he's alive. I mean, there's kids that get so much worse situations, if you know what I mean. And that's so sad. And we tell Rowan that sometimes when he's like, I hate this. And we say, not to be dark, but we say, there's kids that can get, the C word or something. We just say there's kids that get really hurt, you know what I mean, from things that happen to them. Like, at least yours is, you just, take shots or not shots, boluses now out of his pump, and could be a lot worse. Obviously, you get what we're teaching him. He just bonked his head. You okay? Dingy butt? Oh, you bonky head? Once he saw himself, he's like, I can't. Look at the baby. Oh, what did you do? But anyways, like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine with me. I'm just glad you're rocking with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I try to be as real as I can and honest. But stay present with your family. Stay in the moment. If you have any loved ones or yourself with type 1 diabetes, you can reach out anytime. My name on TikTok, everywhere. Instagram is Seth Leroy Adventures. That's like my main name on all platforms. She really cut me. But anyways, everyone have a blessed one. Stay present, stay close to your family, and don't take a day for granted. I'm out.